don't have two sides of kitchen, right? They are always one side. Also, it's one long kitchen throughout all the different layouts for the 2 bedrooms. Grand Dunman don't have. Tembusu Grand, at least you're getting a C shape. And for Continuum, you're getting two sides. So I think the kitchen space for 2 bedroom has to be kind of decent now. If not, the configuration will be not useful. So for the 2 bed plus study, the thing is for Grand Dunman, they have 4 different layouts. 4 different layouts just for 2 bed plus study.
So the big question is this: how busy professionals and homeowners like us make six-figure profits from the property we own safely by doing it with research, data, and numbers. How do we buy in a way without complications and half guessing, regardless of the market conditions, and still remain profitable? That is the question. Here, I will share with you exactly what we do and how we do it. My name is Edmund, and welcome to Singapore Real Estate Insider.
Let's go into 3 bedroom right now. 3 bedroom typically takes a little bit more time because there's a lot of people always looking for 3 bedroom at the current moment. So let us take a look at the Grand Dunman 958 square feet. Okay, so I very transparent here. My role is not to sugarcoat that every property can buy, every layout can buy. I need to give you my real assessment so you can make a better informed decision for you and yourself. So this one, I don't know, man. 958 is a big space. And later on, if we compare to Continuum, you will see. Okay, so this is the layout of Grand Dunman. Grand Dunman, so the first thing that I look at it is, wow, your foyer very long. Okay, super long foyer. Give and take that Chinese, sometimes we say that, oh, you don't want it to see through into your unit. L shape helps. But the thing is, it's just like a corridor, lor. Okay, because I've seen units in some developments, they actually have windows here. Okay, windows. So it's a little bit unique, more light coming in. Oh, then I can accept the kind of foyer. But this one is like you're walking through a dark tunnel. Give and take, you can do some cabinets here. Okay, or even an L-shaped one. Actually, no. You can do a cabinet there, you can do a cabinet here. It really depends on, but it's just that what is this space used for? You know, it's a long foyer lah. Okay, and not only that, I also saw that they are 3 bedroom long corridor into the unit. You can't do anything there, right? You can't build anything. You maybe put photo frame or painting on the wall, but you can't build anything, right? But it's such a long entrance into this. So I don't know. These 2 areas, the moment I see this, I was like, wow, okay. But I think there are also some positive aspect, or cannot be everything negative. Or they have an enclosed kitchen. I think this is a good touch. And because of this, they have this L shape that you can do it for your dining. So the dining is tucked in, wider dining space. I think this is good. And the way they configure this, they have actually a shorter corridor. A shorter corridor here. So the entire layout, even so, remember, this is a 958 square feet. At least typically for a 3 bedroom is reasonably sized. It should be comfortable. But then when I look at the master room, I was like, how come the master room is like your typical normal master room size or king bed, you know? Later on, when I shared other developments layout, then you will understand what I mean. So I just want to explain to you the Grand Dunman first. Then I will share with you the differences. So when I look at this, I was like, okay, fair. Typically, if you only look at this layout, you will buy. You will buy, oh, because everything is there. I got an enclosed kitchen, I got everything. Okay, great, I buy. But when I start comparing it with the Continuum, and remember, Continuum is a smaller size unit at 872 square feet. Okay, 872 square foot, then what do I get? I also get C-shaped kitchen, tuck at one side. Okay, so this is one. I also can get extra storage. Okay, because all the units, I will still have a wider foyer entering. I still have my own space for my dining. Although this configuration, even though it's 872, so don't only look at size, because size is a disillusion, or it's a matter of how efficient you use that size space. Okay, that one is more important. So don't only just look at, 872 are very small, like I don't want to see. No. I always suggest homeowners, if you have not seen enough units, always go and experience yourself. because I can tell you 872 for the Continuum, this is a dumbbell layout. Okay, a dumbbell layout always uses a lot of efficiency of space because there are no kind of corridor space that you're wasting. Okay, typically everybody loves the dumbbell unit because of that. And that's the reason why you can see a 872 square foot, they can still fit in a enclosed kitchen. They still can provide additional space for storage, and your dining is still also tucked in one corner itself. So this is something that we have to acknowledge. And can you see the master room? Okay, just take a look at the master room here versus the Grand Dunman. Later I'll show you. The master room here, you have even a master room. Okay, let me clean this up. You have a master, that means you can put a king bed, right? You can still have side tables, right? Side tables. You still got sufficient space for this. But if you look at Grand Dunman, this is Grand Dunman, a bigger size unit, but what do you get for your size? It seems smaller, lah. Or that means even with side tables, basically don't have space really, that kind of situation. But the thing that I see, I find, okay, personally, I find like the entire Grand Dunman size is very compact, very tight. Everything kind of squeezed into a small frame. That is my feeling. I don't know whether do you think so or not. If you see the Grand Dunman versus the Continuum, do you feel it? Do you feel the typically Grand Dunman seems to be more compacted? So this is something that I find, I think this is my personal view lah. Because of the long corridor as well, both long corridors, right? It allowed it to kind of be a bigger space, but these are space that is cannot use. So I have my reserve for this typical layout, even though the rest of the stuff are correct. Because now I compare to other developments layout. Does it make sense? So Continuum, of course, this one is an 872 square feet, which is smaller than Grand Dunman, but the efficiency of a dumbbell layout allows the space to be used. But the Continuum also has a bigger layout, 947. Okay, 947 layout. So 947, this one is also smaller than Grand Dunman's 958. So this is 947. So this is a typical corridor layout. But even with the corridor bigger size, you can see they don't have much wasted space. If you want to consider the long walkway, this is only the long walkway for the corridor. But for the same, slightly smaller than Grand Dunman, their efficiency usage of space is also great because they have their tuck-in kitchen, okay, and they have a storeroom here. So the layout is important, and their master room, I always enjoy seeing the master room there. It's huge, humongous, and seldom see. Very rare now we can see master room able to fit a king bed, and you can still put like dressing table and side tables arrangement. So this is typically, if you compare, if you ask me to compare between a 947 and 958 for Grand Dunman, I will choose this size in terms of the layout much better, in my opinion. See, so of course for 3-bedroom there's many multiple configurations nowadays. Developers are building 3-bedroom compact, which is the 900 plus 9,495 square foot. And then they have another slightly bigger one, which is close to 1,000 square foot. So the 990 square foot size for 3-bedroom are something that typically a lot of families also prefer. So we also want to kind of study that a little bit. And why do I want to use 990? Because that is the closest comparison to Grand Dunman's dual key. So if I start seeing Tembusu Grand 990 square foot, which is a 3-bedroom, okay, you can see this is the biggest of all the 3-bedroom in Tembusu Grand. All right, so size is bigger, but also don't forget walkway is also longer. So you have an entire long corridor which you can do cabinets, no issue. Okay, you can do it all the way here. So that is part of the corridor that you want to make use of. And now they are able to fit in a dry kitchen. So this is something that is very interesting. They have a wet and then they have a dry. But the dry, I don't know. Kitchen wise, I think typically 2 sides for your wardrobe space, cabinet space, your kitchen top. But then they call it a dry kitchen here. But I don't know, a dry kitchen to me is always like an island. I feel this is more like a pantry. A pantry. Okay, it's just beside the on the back of the wall, ma. But if you want to call it as a dry kitchen, then your dry kitchen island should be here, lah. Oh, but if you have your island here, then no space for dining already. Also, I don't know. Sometimes it's just the way that how they want to showcase it. But I sometimes I believe homeowners are not stupid, lah. If it's a cabinet, it's a cabinet. Or why do we want to call it a dry kitchen concept? Or maybe I'm old school. I don't know. I always see whenever I do landed property, dry kitchen is always an island concept, and then you have your washing area, prep area, that kind of configuration. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that? What do you say about Tembusu Grand? They call it a dry kitchen. Do you agree that this is a dry kitchen? Or share your views inside the comment. So for the Grand Dunman side, okay, now if we use a 990 kind of configuration, then we will use their 3-bedroom dual key to kind of compare, because that's the only one that Grand Dunman has. And they have about, later on, I will show you more in details. All right, so this is Grand Dunman's dual key. Okay, their dual key, this is the first type. So this is a 2-bed plus 2 bath. Okay, your one side of it is 2-bed, 2 bath, and the other side is a studio. And this studio, I think a good touch that what they did here is they actually add in the balcony. I think this is a good touch the developer has done for the 3-bedroom dual key. Or they have a balcony. It's a dual key law just for rental lah. Okay, so just take note. And of course, this one is a 1044 square foot. They do have a bigger type of 3-bedroom, but this 3-bedroom flexi is 1098 square feet. So we are comparing the 990 across Tembusu Grand, the Continuum, to a dual key in Grand Dunman, because that's the closest comparison. And then we go on to the next configuration. So this is the 900 range. Then now we jump into the above 1,000 square foot unit for the 3-bedroom flexi. So this is Grand Dunman's 3-bedroom flexi, which is typically a very good layout. And we're going to compare to the Continuum 1087 layout later. Okay, this is TC's 1087. Because so Tembusu Grand only have 990. Also, that's why we will use the Continuum to compare to Grand Dunman in a short while. So Grand Dunman, you can see this time round, they have also a longer foyer. The foyer is slightly longer, just a long range. You can build your cabinet here, definitely. So I don't think that's much of an issue. I think the provision of space is important, but it will make your runway a little bit narrower. Also, it's like you're always walking into a corridor, which is something that I personally typically don't like. Yeah, it's kind of dark and kind of thing, and you kind of see through all the way also, or as you walk in. So it's like you go dark and then you go bright, kind of concept. Okay. Yeah, so which one makes more sense? Do we prefer a longer foyer or a shorter foyer? Share your views inside the comment also. So this one will be comfortable. And typically this is a corridor layout, which means you also have a long corridor, which is definitely fine, because long corridor gives us, the own privacy or space. And for the 3-bedroom flexi, developers are able to fit in a storeroom here. So just do take note. I don't think I have much problems with this layout. I think it's very well done. You have an enclosed kitchen, you have a proper yard area, okay, which is something is important, and you have dual entrance to the storeroom. So depending on what you want to make use of it. Also, the dining is kind of tucked in, so you have space for the layout for the dining. Yeah, so this is a typical. I think this is one of the nicer ones when I see Grand Dunman, one of the nicer one. And let us compare this to the Continuum. So we're going to compare the 1087, slightly smaller in terms of size, and whether the two pans out well or not. So for the Continuum, instead of a longish walkway, you get a L-shaped foyer. Also, you can do your cabinets here, you can do your cabinets here, and yet you still have a good runway into the unit. Your kitchen is tucked in one side. The difference is, right, for the Continuum, right, they did a half window concept here. Okay, they did a half concept here. The Continuum is a half concept, whereas if you look at the Grand Dunman, so this is also another good touch that I see. Theirs is a full window in the kitchen to see into the dining and living. So this is also a good touch that I see from Grand Dunman. Whereas for the Continuum, it's only half. So, I mean, I'm not say half, but L-shaped L-shaped concept. So it allows sunlight to also go into your unit, which is definitely important, especially most of the time we always find kitchen a little bit too dark. So the difference between Grand Dunman and Continuum yard area is that Grand Dunman has their own yard space, whereas for the Continuum is a shed kind of concept or shed yard. But it's still a yard. It's just that the space may not be by itself, that you can do more things. But give and take that Continuum always have their storeroom. This is a given for all the units, and another household shelter space. So Grand Dunman only has one store, and then that is a study. Or remember, that is a study that you can configure it into a storeroom or whatever. But this one don't have. This one is purely for storage. So they are slightly smaller size, but provision of storage is there. And typical corridor layout. And I think this, if you have been to see the show flat unit, you will see that the master room is humongous. I would say humongous, or really, really big. And you can actually do quite a fair bit, even a dressing table, additional workspace. If you really want to put it into the master room, you can quite a fair bit of things you can do for the master room as well. Yeah, so I think the bedrooms, I think typically all will be able to fit in queen bed. I think that is definitely better. But you do take note, okay, balcony size for Grand Dunman is bigger. Also, that also adds up the space usage. And the only difference I see in these two is that the common toilet. Okay, let's clean this up and let's start studying the common toilet a little bit. Okay, so this is Grand Dunman's common toilet. Common toilet is here. I don't know, but this is maybe something that it's not really important to you as a homeowner, but to me, I spot things like this, like, oh, I should do it this way. Okay, so if you can see here, this is the window of your Grand Dunman common bath, or a very tiny one by the toilet bowl. But typically, a window for toilet, we want it to be by where? At least by the shower area, so that you can have ventilation and everything, right? And let's look at Continuum common bath. Okay, the common bath, you can see their windows is bigger and it's by the shower area. So definitely this is, most homeowners miss out small things like this. Also, I want to share with you, and it makes more sense to have a bigger window always. Since you're buying a 3-bedroom, you want to not deal with any mechanical ventilation. You want to have open window combination, ventilation, very important. So of course, for the Continuum again, if you want to combine some of the rooms, the walls can be hacked. So that is also another flexibility that you can do. So I at the end of the day, when I compare Continuum 1087 versus Grand Dunman 1098, my question is, where does the additional size go to? I always like to find out where. Okay, it's bigger, yes, I know, but where does it go? Where does it go? So of course, I know Grand Dunman, their balcony is slightly bigger than the Continuum, so maybe the space goes there. I also believe perhaps the additional yard location, or is where the size goes, the balcony. These are all things that I see where the size, where we are paying goes, or we must know when we pay a certain property price, where the space go to. I want to make use of it. Yeah. So, but I mean, it seems a little bit little from my years of studying floor plans. I believe the rooms will be compromised a little bit. So this one is also with the private lift. So that's how you can see we do the comparison. Okay, size wise, of course, this one is also bigger, 1,400 plus square foot. Okay, much bigger than the Continuum at 1,200 plus. This is 1,400 plus really. So for Grand Dunman, they have this, but this is only in the Grand Tower, only one block. The Grand Tower side, then they have this private lift. So we also want to compare this. So take note, this is just a 3-bedroom. 3-bedroom, and same thing, you have your foyer where you go into your store. So you have different exit entrances and exit, all different.